the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Up next, we've got a good one on tap between the visiting Houston Texans and the Seattle Seahawks. With that, let's get up to Seattle. Standing by at CenturyLink Field, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Well, no trip to the Northwest would be complete without a little rain, and we've got a lot of rain falling right now at CenturyLink Field in downtown Seattle. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Texans and the Seattle Seahawks. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand, and this is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes because you got quarterbacks here, yes, that can throw the football, but they can also run it very well too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll be brought down here as the penalty flags come in right away, and we may have a face mask here right at the start. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Here's Rashad Penny, first carry for the former San Diego State Aztec. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough. And some good running out of the gates as he takes this up to the 33. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle.
That's a very nice game there. Confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way you press the hole, absolutely perfect.
Penny, a 1st down carry. Benardrick McKinney there to make the stop. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And he'll give it here to his running back. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Texans scoop it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So a first quarter fumble in the rain, and this isn't supposed to let up. They've had flash flood warnings just west of here, so they better get used to this.
And it's hard to do real early in the game because you're so amped up and you're trying to do so much. You've got to get used to it, though. You've got to focus in on the ball, make sure you're taking care of it. That one cost them.
Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Throwing on third down, Watson. And Thomas has it. And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And they got across the 50 last time but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they've got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team because now your defense has to make that stand up.
Single.
Wilson now to throw on third down. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Whitney Merciless, showing no mercy, flies in for the sack. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. They keep it with Miller on first down. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards and it down. Now on 2nd and 13, Watson. He's got Fuller. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Here's Watson on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
A pretty good-looking run there on first down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. A throw over the middle, taken in. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. They got Colton Miller that time, the first-round pick from 2018. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Wilson, this one into the hands of Metcalf. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. It's going to be a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it leads to a 3rd down.
I'm going back to you. I'm going back to you.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. Catch number 44 of on the year. It's a 1st down.
Here we go.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10.
You got three down.
Wilson now. Going to throw again. Incomplete. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying, no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the 1st as the tackle is made at the 33. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Come on now, let's go.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've had it twice. They punched, not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on 3rd down. Now Watson to throw on 3rd down. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan 1st down.
Switch up, switch up.
A 1st down carry now for Miller. He'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Get him, boys. Yeah, that's how we do, D. Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island.
First quarter with no score.
Texans football to start quarter 2 as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. 3rd and long. It's Watson. He finds Hopkins complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 21 yards there on 3rd down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Watson. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Jordan Thomas, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. They go back to the ground now with Miller. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down. Got to give a nod of appreciation to some of those guys up front over on that left side. Several key blocks sprung him.
No appreciation for the guys from the backside that didn't allow any leakage, anybody could run him down from the backside.
They're at the kids' table.
Okay, so front side guys, good.
Yeah.
Backside guys,
Meh.
that's what you're supposed to do?
I've had better.
Okay, either way,
Worked out quite well, didn't it? A nice sizable gain.
They come out here in the eye. The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. They've got it 1st and goal at the 6. They'll try and run for it with Miller. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Deshaun Watson, his 17th touchdown now on the season, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Offensively, pretty effective option play there for the score.
Certainly was, and it appeared to me that the defense overshifted and overplayed the trail back, the pitch man, and almost forgot about the quarterback. In fact, they did forget about the quarterback, and he turned it into a touchdown.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Texans 7.
A 10-play drive that time. And the final act belonged to Deshaun Watson in his touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
That one good for 26 and a first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Wilson leaves this one with Penny, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that, got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
That's complete. It's Collins. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. The Seahawks on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Throwing is Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 30.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think...
And now on the pitch, the ball's loose, and the Texans scoop it. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. He's at the 30, 10, 5. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So they obviously declined that, and it is a touchdown.
They still had the option, but let's face it.
There's no option.
There's no option when you score a touchdown. An easy call for them.
Sanders on for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Texans 14.
The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Encroachment, defense.
So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. This pass to Jennings, and he makes a catch. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And he finds Penny. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Now Scarborough. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Collins. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Wilson from the gun on 3rd down. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 26. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down. They run. This is Scarborough. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 11. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 12-yard line. An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8.
We got it.
A loss of 5. It's 4th down.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. So you're a boxing guy. How do you score that on your boxing card? A very long drive, but 3 points.
And I really want to do my boxing analyst voice right here, but I'm going to keep it normal for us, right? I call it a draw. That type of a drive has to feel good, right? You take it all the way downfield, you control the ball, control the clock. But they only got 3 points out of it. So defensively, it could have been worse, right? So I give it a draw.
DeAndre Hopkins and the rest of the offense heading back onto the field. Sitting right around the midpoint of the season, on pace for 1,000 yards. Good year so far, and I'm sure film study being devoted to him a little bit more on the other side.
They have to, because the pace that he's carrying right now, if you're pushing 1,000-yard pace as a receiver, that means he warrants your attention. And right now, precision is going on with their offense. Kind of like that timepiece you wear on your wrist, you know, that good stuff. You got to knock that off somehow. Chip away at that timing, change things up a little bit, and make them go to other things and make them do those things better.
Yeah, try to make him uncomfortable. Not many teams have been able to do that so far this year. Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. This is Miller. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Matt Weil now as he's on to punt for Houston. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, and he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He only has a single solo carry, 1. Numero uno, 2nd quarter. They need to get in the ball more, don't they?
I'm not the greatest statistician in the world.
Yeah, you are.
But a back like that with only 1 carry kind of takes me back to college in the classroom. Not enough evidence to declare what you should do the rest of the game. Give him the ball some more and find out.
Will they incorporate him? We'll find out. On 2nd and 10. Watson, that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. A shotgun snap for Watson, going deep for Hopkins. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
But one thing's for sure, when you got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So let's glance at a player's spotlight now. Wilson. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try and...
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Now it's Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Rashad Penny, and they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away.
Whoosh.
A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And a look now at Lamar Miller. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Give him 4 yards there, and that should be the final play of this first half. On 2nd down now, it's Miller, and he's got this down to the 35.
Let's go. Let's do this.
So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest, as we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In the game you're watching, it's Deshaun Watson, who is the star of the first half. His guys have the lead, as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
And now out comes Houston. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down. 10th carry now for Lamar Miller. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. From the 50, it's Watson. It's complete. It's Miller. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
Only a pickup of 2, but that's all they needed for the first.
3rd and 2, right? So this is a situation where low man has got to win at the line of scrimmage, but it's not just the low man winning. It's the low man who's winning with some force, and they had that to pick up the first down.
Barely picking it up, but they did. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. A very solid gain of 27.
Let's go.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. Watson now just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun, and he'll get it under the 17. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner. They'll keep it on the ground. Hubbard. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go. They'll try to run for it with Miller. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
Offense.
That penalty against DJ Fluker, the behemoth out of Alabama. Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7. After the penalty, it's Penny. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. And Jennings has it. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Oh, they stopped him shy of the marker, thought they were bringing up 4th down, and then that penalty.
Let's face it, they thought they had bent, but could absorb that, right? Instead, they broke as a result of their own penalty.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll make it 2nd and short. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction.
How did he do that? How did he do it? I mean, in this type of weather, it's not just catching it, it's seeing it coming towards it. Maybe that's why I ended up having to go up one-handed, but boy, what a catch.
That was a spectacular one-handed grab. Myers' kick is good. And a second field goal here gets him back within 11 now. It's 17-6. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking, because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
On 2nd and 9, Watson.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson to throw, and he fires one incomplete. They were looking Jennings' way again. 3rd down here. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. J.J. Watt, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Now here's Michael Dixon. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you can tempt to play the field position game.
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. That's good for a Texan 1st down, a 12-yard pickup.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
Play action for Miller. Now Watson. It's Waring the tight end with it. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5 now. Watson, this is caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz.
Got a man open. It's Fuller for the Texans touchdown. Will Fuller, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans push further out in front.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And the result, a Houston touchdown. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
Roughing the passer defense.
Well, they'll get the yardage, but they hate to see him take that hit.
You're always trying to cool off a big-time guy throwing the ball, but you have to know when to back off, pull up, and not hit him. There's the penalty.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Metcalf once again the target, and it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw is Wilson. He gets it to his running back, Rashad Penny. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. The Seahawks will go for it. It's Wilson. Wide open receiver complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 25-yard line. Now Wilson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down.
Boom! That's how we do it.
Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. From the shotgun, Wilson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive. Now here's Jason Myers. He gets set for the Seahawk field goal. Right hash mark, a 42-yard attempt. And Myers able to knock it through, and that'll get the deficit down to 15. Well, with that field goal, you can argue they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but still a pretty uphill battle.
Still going to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to get back into it. And as you and I know, that's a tall order against any NFL defense. They're going to need their own defense to make some plays as well to give them an opportunity.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Well, pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. From the 24, Watson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. J.J. Watt in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Throwing is Wilson. Short throw to Disley. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. On 3rd down, Wilson. They set up the screen to Penny. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans 39. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. It's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. To throw is Wilson. Throwing again. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now it's Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
All day, baby. All day. We coming all day.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
On 1st and 10, Watson. He finds Hopkins complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Miller will get it. He has been busy today. And a productive gain out to the 14 after starting at the 7. It's a gain of 7. Throwing on 3rd down. And he will be able to through the draw for a flag line. Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter, guys, he doesn't even exist. Right to go give us some. Does that guy get up? Yeah, he didn't. It's his fault. Hey, listen, there's something there's got to be penalties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Now it's Wilson. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing, let's see how and he played. And the 1st down as he takes it down to the 49. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Now the throw here complete on the right sideline.
Pass interference. Defense.
This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
And he gets it down to the 32. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Now Wilson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. Penny. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Looking to throw. Wilson. And that going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson to throw again. His throw caught right around the 6. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. as his guys are in for 6, as they're now just an extra point away from getting back within 1 score.
When we draw up defenses on the board, we do account for every receiver. But on that particular play, somehow he was wide open, became an easy touchdown pass.
And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for 1 here. And it's good, so that will get them back within 1 score. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs, and the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
On 2nd down, here's Miller. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Again, it's Miller. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Here's Matt Weil now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. So Russell Wilson and the offense down by 8, a little under 1:50 remaining. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. That's complete. It's Collins. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a 1st. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Wilson to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. Back to throw. That one complete to his receiver, Jennings. Jennings lost the football. And the Texans say they have it. They do. And they were hoping to get down there, get the score, and get this thing into overtime. How deflating.
Absolutely. I mean, let's face it, heartbreaking. They had an opportunity, had a chance, and probably were feeling pretty good about what was going on, and that was taken away from them by their own mistake.
Yep, the opportunity squashed. And here comes the Texans now. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Following the fumble recovery, Watson. It's Waring the tight end with it. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now it's Miller, and this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they will take a knee here.
Seahawks 44-yard line.
Down to a knee goes Watson, and that should just about do it for this ball game.
It's a loss of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And say what you want about CenturyLink Field up in Seattle, but for my money, this is the loudest and most difficult place to win in the league.
It's very hard. The fan support, off the charts. The way that they make noise and understand when to make noise, they understand the game as well as anyone. And how about what we get in our media packets when we start preparing for the game? They have it in their own stuff, right? The number of offsides penalties, false start penalties that they draw against the opposing team because of that fan support. And last but not least, they designed the stadium to keep the noise in, and it works.
But not in this one. They were able to somehow come in here and get that victory. So for the Texans, the win means they'll finish the first half at a respectable 5-3 record. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up and 4 down. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.